Recording in progress.
What's good, family? I'm your man, Trey Frazier. I got my brother, Maestro Styles, here with me. And this is the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. You can also follow us on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. Also, shout out to all of our Facebook Live viewers right now as we're live on Facebook. And also, shout out to all of our YouTube subscribers as well. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Maestro, man, another week here, and football is right here, man. I'm ready to rock and roll. What's good?
Birdman hands, baby. We ready. Football in a couple of days, man. Long time coming, man. Long time coming. I'm ready for some football.
Man, I couldn't agree with you more, man. I am ready to get this football season jumped off, and everybody, we're going to do our NFL predictions, like our final NFL predictions for the season. I know we did sort of a little mock preview a couple weeks ago, but this will be the official, predictions for the NFL season. I do want to take a couple minutes to just give a shout out to the family of Michael K. Williams. May he rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Most of everybody knows him as Omar Little from The Wire and several other projects. And I wish I could just run off some names of some other shows, but for me, he'll forever be known as Omar Little. Like he killed that role on The Wire. Like he'll forever be known to me as that. So rest in paradise to the homie Michael K. Williams, Brooklyn's own.
Rest in peace. Yes, sir.
No doubt. A little bit of breaking news right before we got on here. Le'Veon Bell has just been signed to the Ravens practice squad. And It also, I just saw on Twitter also that eventually he will be added to the 53-man roster.
Okay.
So, for me, if you're going to sign Le'Veon Bell, he's got to be on the roster. You can't just leave that guy on the practice squad. It's funny because I was ready to kind of discuss with you the two running backs that were kind of in question. So just for everybody out there, the backstory to all this is that the Ravens lost J.K. Dobbins to an injury in the preseason a couple of weeks ago. He's out for the year. And just a day or two ago, Justice Hill, who's the third string running back, tore his Achilles, and he's out for the year. So now that's two out of our top three running backs gone for the season, and you got Gus Edwards, who, we just paid him some money. So we're going to have to fill those voids at the running back spot. In your opinion, Maestro, Devontae Freeman, because that was a guy that we had, come to the facility to practice and all that. Le'Veon, the same thing. They made their decision on who they wanted to choose. In your opinion, at this stage of their careers, who you rolling with? You rolling with Devontae Freeman or you rolling with Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah, I think, look, man, I think they made the right decision. If I'm being unbiased and all those things, no shade to Devontae Freeman, and I get that Devontae Freeman got a little bit more tread on his tire. He's played a little more recently than Le'Veon. I get Le'Veon did play last season, but I think Devontae Freeman got a little bit more burn last year than that of Le'Veon Bell. But if you're asking me right now, it was cool because I kind of wanted Le'Veon Bell to have the experience of getting a ring with the Chiefs. But I feel like he was underutilized in Kansas City. I get why, but I think he was underutilized. And, maybe just that wasn't the team for him based on what Kansas City had in their running back room. So and then he had some issues with Andy Reid that was they talked about in the summer, whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
all those types of things. So I mean that we knew that wasn't going to work out. But I've said on numerous occasions when he left the Jets
Mm-hmm.
that I would love to have seen a second tour of him playing with Pittsburgh. If they could get all the politics under together,
Yeah.
politics together. So they obviously they couldn't do that or they weren't interested in doing that, whatever the case is. And now he makes it to Baltimore, and now we got to see him two times, at least two times this year. I don't want to see him, if I'm being honest,
Mm-hmm.
because I think he will. I think he, of all people, would probably play some inspired football.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm up to the task. I hope that he ain't who I think he might still be.
Yeah. On the surface, I would have told you Devontae Freeman on the surface because of the less treads on his tires than Le'Veon Bell. But when I look at Le'Veon Bell, even though the tires are, if they're not worn now, they're on their way to being worn. That dude is so good out of the backfield, catching passes, and that's very valuable to me, right?
Do you think he done like do you think he washed? He about to be washed? You think so?
I think from a running back perspective, I think he's on his way, and I know we took
I
that
don't think
year
so.
off. Okay, okay. I mean that's debatable.
Yeah,
I think from the running back perspective, there's definitely mileage there, but I put a lot of value in a guy that can not only just run, but he can catch, out the
yeah,
backfield, or you could split him out wide too. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? For me, it's Le'Veon Bell because of that. Devontae Freeman, while he's a good player, particularly at running back, I've never known Devontae Freeman to be that deadly in open space if you throw the ball to him and make something happen. I've never known him to be that guy in Atlanta. So, um, you know,
I mean, the other thing that's gonna be a plus for y'all is that he's a bruiser, Le'Veon Bell. He's not
mm-hmm,
there ain't gonna be no home run, ain't gonna be no home runs on Le'Veon Bell's on stats this year.
yeah,
But if he gets the types of carries that a second running back will get, like how they were switching in and out J.K. and Gus last year.
mm-hmm,
He should do very well. He should
yep,
do very well. I mean, I could see a 700-yard rushing season. I could see 40 catches. I could see those types
absolutely.
of things. Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially when the rookie Rashad Bateman's going to miss a few weeks to start the season. We only got Hollywood Brown as really, the number one right now. And Sammy Watkins, was going to, start the season. So we got
And
a
then y'all
couple of
signed
guys.
Mark Andrews, right? Y'all gave Mark
And
Andrews an
and we
extension.
gave Mark Andrews 4 years and $56 million, I believe that is, an extension. So shout out to the team for making that happen. He is Lamar Jackson's security blanket. He's that dude for certain. So shout out to the Ravens for making that happen. Um, hey, I gotta I gotta fill you in on this. I'm kind of switching gears here a little bit. This Paul Pierce article that came out in Sports Illustrated. Let me give a quick shout out to our Facebook live chat. Anthony Price was good. Mo Cheese was
What's
good.
happening? What's
Was
happening?
was, was popping, everybody. Anthony Price says that's crazy what drugs do to you, same as DMX. I feel you, Anthony. I just don't want to go there with Michael K. Williams. I know what they said happened to him. Me personally, I don't believe that to be the case. That's just me. But I don't want to talk about that side of what he had been through in the past. The man is gone. He's left a legacy. Let's just leave his legacy at peace, and his body at rest. So again, rest in peace to the homie right there. He also has a question: Do we think they overpaid him as a tight end? No,
Nah,
No,
nah.
nah.
He's probably. I mean, keep it a buck. I know
He
he's
might
tight
be
end.
the
He's
third. He might
probably
be the third best tight end in the league,
okay.
behind
Yeah.
behind
Well, I
Kelsey and
wasn't
Kittle.
even. Maybe I wasn't even going that far. Well,
Hmm.
no, because I put Waller up before him, but I wasn't even going there. But he is definitely
Waller is
the
good though.
yeah.
I can't front.
But he is for certain the best receiving option that the Ravens have for certain.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, you got to treat him as such. Nah,
Oh yeah.
he was
Third
paid right.
downs. Third downs. Yeah,
Yeah,
nah. You pay that guy. You definitely
yeah.
do that. No question. No question
But
about
he's
that.
definitely top five Mark Andrews for sure.
So this Paul Pierce article found it in Sports Illustrated. They posted it a few hours ago, and they were talking about a few things. And so I took some things out of this, right? So everybody remembers the Instagram live video with the strippers and the alcohol and, him
Yeah.
doing it up and all that stuff. And that ultimately led to him, being fired by ESPN. Well, in the interview, he basically said, look, man, I was over ESPN anyway. You know, he was saying how he didn't like the fact that, you had to talk about LeBron James all the time. And I could kind of understand it. I could kind of understand it on both sides, right? You
Okay, cause yeah, I get it, but you mean LeBron James, who was the one that you was rival,
you was rivaling,
a
yeah.
little some soft spots about that rivalry, maybe still.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I understand both sides of it. If you Paul Pierce and you had to go battle with this dude in the East for all those years, and you gotta talk about this nigga, like, yeah, I could understand that. Like, Paul Pierce is like one of the few of that final dying breed of like dudes that just don't
having
give a
real
damn.
ops,
Having
having
yeah,
real basketball ops. Yeah,
right. He's one of the last few, that's out there. So I could understand his point. If you're
because he felt
ES,
like he was better than LeBron James
I remember Game
when they
7.
played.
I remember Game 7 during LeBron's first stint with Cleveland. In the semis, I think it was. They both dropped like
Yeah.
40 plus, and Paul Pierce got the he got the W on that
Got
on
the
that front.
yeah.
He got the W there, and they went on to win the title. A few weeks later. But if you're ESPN, yeah, LeBron is the best player, arguably, on the planet. Yeah, we need to talk about LeBron James. Like we
Yeah.
need traffic. Like that's what sports networks are supposed to do. So I totally get both sides of it. But the other part of the article where he's having this conversation with Jerry Colangelo, and Jerry Colangelo suggested to Paul Pierce that he apologized to ESPN. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, Jerry, come on. Apologizing for what? Like, the dude
Right.
was off the clock. The dude was on his own time. Like,
Right.
like he shouldn't have, I mean, me personally, he shouldn't have got fired, for that, but they did what they did.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I mean, I don't. In a perfect world, no, he wouldn't get fired for living his own life off the clock. But we know. I mean, it's certain things when you're a representative of a job. There's certain things you can't do when you have
Yep.
certain jobs. I mean, it that just is what that is. So I ain't gonna say they I mean, they should have fired him. They should have fired him based on those pretenses. But you know. Yeah, I mean that just is what that is, man. We're not gonna sit here and pretend like you can't. It's certain things when you have certain jobs that you can't do.
Yeah,
And he
I
knew
agree
that.
with that.
And he knew that. And he knew that. And he knew that when he did it. So I
Yeah.
mean, I kind of
Yeah.
lean towards he just didn't care.
Yeah, because he said he was starting to get tired, and even the article alluded to the network kind of getting tired of him, kind of being lackadaisical, not working hard enough, and they said that he didn't like to travel, like when they go to games and cover games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And let me correct myself here. I said Jerry Colangelo. It was actually his agent, Jeff Swartz, who suggested to Paul Pierce that he apologize to the network. It wasn't Jerry
Oh, I
Colangelo.
thought you were saying that he said that the agent said that he did apologize. No, you saying that he asked Paul Pierce to make that suggested that he should
It
apologize.
was a
Yeah.
suggestion. Yes, it was a
Okay.
suggestion.
I mean, that ain't, I wouldn't even have been mad if he apologized privately to his employer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have been mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, if you was trying to keep your job, then yeah, you was wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I get that point of it. And then the third piece that kind of got me in this article is that Paul Pierce, not so much that he was worried about the video influencing Hall of Fame voters, because remember, this was around the time when, all that was brewing up before they finally made him an inductee, and his agent was the one that was worried about this video potentially being an influence. And
Right.
I like what Paul Pierce said. He basically said, look, man, these niggas is in the Hall of Fame right now. Niggas was doing coke, niggas was doing drugs and, battery and, domestic violence and all this stuff. And all I was doing
But
was just
please,
having a good time.
yeah, but come on, like, true. But please stop acting like social media don't exist now. Please stop acting like it.
Yeah.
Just stop acting like it. Stop acting like social media don't exist. I get that Paul Pierce was playing ball in the age when social media wasn't so prevalent.
Right.
But you're aware. You're aware right now of because you cover it almost every day. Not even almost. You cover it every day about people doing wild shit on their IG or they're saying or tweeting wild shit, and then it coming back and it being the topic of your sports programming. So what you thought you was gonna be different when you Paul Pierce and you seen on TV every single day? You thought you was gonna be different, that people was gonna not talk about it or not cover it? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, you didn't want to work there no more and you didn't care. Just keep it that. Like, don't sit here and act like,
Yeah.
oh, they doing something to you, nigga. You knew what this was. You
Yeah.
know what your job entails.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But I do agree with everything that he said in regards to whether a voter is gonna use that video as a scapegoat or as a way to say, hey, I don't want to vote for this guy, right now.
Yeah, but what that got to do with his
or
basketball?
ever.
And what that even got to
And
do with his basketball?
nothing. It has
Yeah.
absolutely nothing to do with his basketball. And
Right.
and that was the point that Paul Pierce is trying to make when he's
Gotcha.
talking about all the players that's in the hall right now that have done some stuff in the past, but you're gonna put this video, which, look, if he's bringing up guys doing coke and domestic violence, that video is like 100 times innocent compared to what what he claimed those guys were doing. So
Right.
so again,
And what we know Hall of Fame players that have been allegedly doing.
yeah,
Honestly.
exactly. Exactly. Shout out to Paul Pierce, though, man.
Yeah.
No doubt in my
He's
mind.
a Hall of Famer.
Right, no doubt in my mind, Hall of Famer. Didn't like him much when he played, but you knew that was gonna be the dude. When he hung it up, that this guy was on roller skates going into the hall. So
Yep.
no
Larry
question.
Bird, then Paul Pierce.
Yeah, exactly. So, let me see here. We got a couple of. Okay, never mind. Just a few more comments in the Facebook live chat. I am ready to get into these predictions for the upcoming NFL season. Kicks off Thursday. I do want to start with the NFC East because the Cowboys, who played Thursday, they got a major injury with Zach Martin, and really not an injury, it's a COVID situation, but he's not going to play in this game, and who knows how much longer.
I'm sorry, I meant you talking about Zach Martin?
Zach Martin, yeah,
Okay,
for the Cowboys.
Because my phone rang, my fault.
Oh, okay, nah, it's all good, but yeah, Zach Martin is out. A lot of people feel like that's sort of like piece of the bread and butter that makes the running game go for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he's a big piece.
He is. He's definitely a big piece. I'll slightly beg to differ that even though I don't think they're gonna beat the Bucks Thursday night, that I don't think that they're gonna be a significant drop off without him. I really don't think that. Like in terms
Really?
of, yeah, I just don't think, because yeah, he is a part of that running game. He's big. He's important. Zeke Elliott talked about how much that dude means to his running game
Yeah.
and to that offensive line. Hey, bruh, y'all got offensive coordinators. Y'all got some innovative people in there. Hey, y'all figure it out. Y'all figure it out. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Dak Prescott's coming back, and hopefully the shoulder's okay with this guy too. Figure it out. Dan Quinn's running the defense now. Yeah, this defense is expected to be better, a lot better than last year, based off of how much yards and points they gave up last year. Hey, for just this one
How
game,
much better you think they're going to be?
Overall throughout the season,
Yeah, because they was bottom of the ranks.
they were
Are they
32.
at top?
They were 32.
Right.
I think.
I mean, there's really no place to go but up.
Realistically, obviously, there's no place to go but up. But I mean, you could go from 32 to 25, and that still might not be a significant, improvement. But I would say they're gonna crack the top 16. I think
Okay.
I think they could get into the top 16. Remember, this defense was just good like a couple years ago. Like they was number one. Like there was a stat where throughout the regular season they hadn't given up over 24 points in a football game until they played the Rams in that playoff game, and they gave up 30 something.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a couple of years ago. So
Yeah, but it's been some pieces gone since then, and what's his name? Who's the old white linebacker that ain't there no more? Like
Sean
people
Lee.
are older. Sean Lee, Van Der Esch is certainly a little more injury. He ain't quite the same guy he was maybe that in that year when that year you're talking about.
Right.
So I mean, well, it's top 16. Top 16 is a reasonable projection. I'm not willing to pick the Cowboys over Tampa Bay, but I give it a good shot. I do give them a good shot of winning.
Okay. You mean this game against Tampa?
Against Tampa, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm not going as hard. I'm not going as crazy enough to pick them, because look, Tampa Bay is going to be awake for that game.
No question. No question.
I think. Well, look, there is. I think Tampa Bay will be awake, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that there's a slight possibility that they could fall asleep on this game. Obviously they're off the Super Bowl. I don't know if is it in Tampa Bay or is it in Dallas?
Oh, it's in Tampa. The Super Bowl winner always
so the
hosts
whole
the game.
wings, and then the whole. I mean, I don't know if they're doing some type of ceremony.
Oh yeah, they're lifting the banner up. They're lifting the banner up.
So it's a possibility that they could fall asleep in the awe of all of that going on.
Yeah.
I don't believe that to be true, but there's certainly a possibility of that being true. And if Zeke can get one of them games week one, that offense, we know that offense is potent.
Yeah.
That offense can score with Tampa Bay's offense.
Yes, no question. Which is part of why I say I think the absence of Zach Martin, I don't think it's going to be that significant in terms of, I think they could still hang with Tampa Bay in terms of you got to go point for point with this team. I think they could do that.
But see, the reason why I think Zach Martin is a big thing is because for them to beat, the odds go up if Zeke go crazy. And Zeke's going crazy.
Yep.
Zach Martin plays a big part in that. He plays a big part in that. If Zeke went off and a ballpark number, if he ran $160 and 2 touchdowns, based on what I think Dak is going to do, that's enough to beat Tampa Bay, I think.
Yeah, and then I think that also equates to them keeping Brady on the sideline. If he's running that crazy, they're chewing clock.
Right.
and
That's my point.
You're probably looking at 40 minutes on the field for Dallas's offense if he's doing that.
That's what it, right. I mean, maybe not 40 minutes, but I'm just saying that if it go like that, the probability of Dallas winning goes higher.
I agree.
So Zach Martin is pivotal in their odds of beating Tampa.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're gonna have to beat Tampa another way without Zach Martin, if that makes sense.
Sure. I just don't know that I just don't think they'll beat Tampa another way without Zeke having his full run. Now that's not to say Zeke can't have a big game. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying the probability of it lessens without Zach Martin on the field.
Right. So,
and I think that's going to be the key to the victory is keeping Tom Brady off the field.
Yeah, I'm with you there. So we both agree, Dallas Cowboys NFC East champs for this year.
100%.
Yep.
100%.
Yep. And as far as wild cards go,
I know we talked about it last week. I'm standing by it. You can write it down.
You're standing by the football team. You standing by
Washington football team is going to get a wild card.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are going to be better than people expect, but I still think they're not going to get in the playoffs. The Giants, that's the
wild card.
That's a very intriguing team right there in the East.
No pun intended. That's the X factor is what I want to say. That's the X factor in the division.
In the division,
Giants.
Yeah. It's really it's all on Daniel Jones because the pieces are there. Saquon is back off the injury. They picked up Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard's still there, Evan Ingram. We talked about top 5 tight ends. He might be, slightly. He might slightly.
He's on the outside. He's on the outside.
Okay, he might be number 6. Then. He might be 6.
I don't think he's number 6. I don't know. I'm not willing to say he's number 10. I'm not willing to say that yet.
Oh wow.
Potential. Okay. If you're talking about potential, sure.
Because I get he's had some bad games. Like I've watched some of the Giants games last year. He's had some crucial drops and critical moments, and he's had some bad games. I totally get all that.
I think if you forced me, I think I could name 10 tight ends better than Evan Ingram. I think.
Wow. Okay. All right. I ain't gonna hold you, but
yeah.
But I mean,
I think I could.
But all in all,
but he's a good tight end.
He's a good
tight end.
He's a good tight end. I think he's better catching than he is blocking. That for certain. But all in all, the Giants offensively look like they're ready to go the next step compared to last year. It's just all on the quarterback.
Do you think Evan Ingram is better than Jonnu Smith?
Man, I tell you what, that's tough, and I like Jonnu Smith, because he was with the Titans last year, right?
Yeah,
he was with the Titans, right? So he was their number 1 tight end, right? Because I know they.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you're basing it on production, I'd go with Jonnu Smith, but I think in terms of the ability of being a tight end, pass catching, I think Evan Ingram has a better upside than.
Sure, I'm just talking about going
right
into
now,
the season.
I would give it to Jonnu Smith right now.
Do you think right now, production wise, and going into the season, do you think that he is better than Hayden Hurst?
I think he's in. I'm just off the surface. I think
sure.
He's better than Hayden.
We're just talking.
I think he's better. I think he's better than Hayden Hurst, and he's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't watched a lot of Falcons games to really. I mean, was he good last year? Like
I would say decent. I wouldn't. I mean,
Okay.
I don't. I would say decent. I wouldn't say. I'm asking because I'm trying to get a kind of a gauge of where you rank Evan Ingram. Again, because potential wise, I
Mm-hmm.
get it. He's there.
Right.
But this is his what, fourth year.
I think fourth. Yeah, fourth year. Yeah.
It's kind of like that time where it's like either you're gonna be good or you not
Oh,
gonna
you
be
not?
good. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I mean, with all the drops that Eric Ebron had last year, do
Mm-hmm.
you would still take Eric Ebron over Evan Ingram right now?
As
I'm
an
asking.
overall, yes, as an overall tight end, yes, I would take Eric Ebron.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
yeah, I can't put Evan Ingram
Yeah.
ain't in my top 10 then.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm thinking. I mean, we know who the top guys are. We know Kittle and Kelsey are the top guys. You mentioned Darren Waller out of Vegas. A guy we're forgetting about is Zach Ertz with
I ain't
Philly.
forget about him. That's why I was like I couldn't. That's why I was saying I can't really see me putting him in my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, if we really talking, the argument starts. The real argument starts 10 to 15.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a top 15 tight end?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the real argument starts.
Yeah.
And right offhand, I'm conflicted. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
He's
might can name 15 better tight ends than Evan Ingram if we're basing it off what has happened in the past 4 years.
right. Right. Yeah. We definitely just named 1 through 5. 6 through 10. You mentioned Johnu Smith, Hunter Henry. I would take
Hunter
Hunter
Henry for
Henry.
Shorten,
I would take
top
Hunter
10.
Henry over Evan Ingram based off of
Yeah,
last year. Mark Andrews.
Mark. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
yeah,
we ain't got
you
to
might
go
be
into the
right.
deep dive. I'm just,
I know,
yeah, I
but
just,
the
yeah.
more names are starting to pop in my head, it's like, hey, maybe he's not that like top 10.
Yeah.
Definitely not top 5, but yeah, he might be in that range. You know what, man? You know what? The Giants been through enough hell, man. Giants get a wild card in the NFC. I give it to them because
Okay.
my whole thing was I was putting everybody in the West to make the playoffs. That was sort of my thing, but
Yeah.
it's just it's too wild. It's just too wild to do
Yeah.
that. Even though it wouldn't surprise me if all those teams ended up 500 or better. You know, if they finish with
Okay. Yeah, I
records
give you
500
that.
or better, like
Yeah, I give you that.
that wouldn't surprise me. Like the fourth place team being 9-8, that wouldn't shock me.
That
They
wouldn't
pro-
shock me at all.
they probably would lose a tiebreaker to somebody else in the conference. So I you know what, the Giants, I'm gonna give the Giants a wild card. I'm gonna do that. And
Last question. Last question to your Giants making a wild card. Is this a New York thing?
it is a New York thing.
Okay.
It
All right.
is a New York
No
thing
said.
because
No said.
I don't believe in Daniel Jones. I'm gonna be quite honest with you, bro.
Okay.
I don't believe in Daniel Jones. I don't think he's gonna improve on cutting down the turnovers. Everybody talks about this. So this guy can run, and like, okay, he can run, but my man got to finish the run. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be in open space and you running and playing the Eagles and you just tripping at the 5 yard line. Like, nah, I can't, I can't rock with
Yeah.
that. But it's a New
Yeah.
York thing for me. So I guess I guess I'm forced to pick
I
the Jets
respect
to go to
that.
the playoffs. I guess, right?
No, you're not. You're not. You're not forced to do that. But I don't got them making the playoffs. But
Because I don't
I do
believe that
think Zach.
for a minute.
I do think Zach Wilson is gonna have a good season.
Okay, I could
I
see
do
that.
think that.
I could see that. That I could definitely see that. So, NFC North. We're in agreement. It's Green Bay's division to lose.
Yep.
100%. Anybody you like out of there is a wild card?
Nope.
Nobody. Okay. Okay.
Nope.
What if Justin Fields gets some playing time? Right.
Nope.
You still don't think
Not
no?
playoffs. No.
Okay.
Not playoffs. Nope.
Okay. Okay.
Good season. Good season. Not playoffs. I mean maybe that 9-8 thing, that 8-9, something
Right.
in that
Right.
but nah, I don't
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Defense still good in
Even
Chicago.
yeah, and I like David Montgomery too. I mean, I just don't think in his first year he's gonna get them to the playoffs. I don't think that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cause this was another team that I was, fooling around with whether I think they could be good enough, to get a wild card or not. What I don't like about Chicago is the coach. And, yeah, we had Mitch Trubisky all these years and, you know, tried to use him in certain ways. It wasn't working. I think for me, in my personal opinion, I think if you start Justin Fields right away, I think Justin Fields is the type of player that can mask some of your coaching deficiencies. Like things break down, I think that's a guy that can make some magic happen when things, go off script or things break
Sure,
down.
maybe, but week one they got Aaron Donald.
Yeah, yeah, and
Um,
let Andy Dalton take that punishment.
I don't know. I don't know if you saw this preseason play that Shannon Sharp has referenced when talking about Justin Fields,
The Bills game.
where where he got blown up
Yep.
because he didn't see he didn't call whatever he was supposed to do at the line to get this to prevent that.
Yeah.
It's those types of things. I mean, obviously those are things that can be rectified, but
Definitely. Definitely.
but me just basing it on what Shannon Sharp said, it seemed like that was a pretty easy thing that he should have been able to recognize and fix
Yeah.
at the line of scrimmage, and he didn't.
Right.
So it's like for me, right? Yeah, like let him see it. Let him see a couple of things. Andy Dalton knows what to do with that situation, even though he's not going to be better than Fields. But Andy Dalton at least knows what to do in that situation, and he can make it out of he should be able to make it out of the Rams game alive. But if I'm basing it off of that one play, Justin Fields may not have make it out of the Rams stadium or wherever they're playing alive.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing I don't like about Chicago is offensive line. They're just really not that good. Some people have argued, hey, Justin Fields is the kind of guy that can maybe mask what the offensive line can't do or, their weaknesses and stuff. Yeah, that
By
might
running
be
for
true.
his life? Nah, I don't believe that.
That
though.
might be true, but I don't want my rookie suffering through all that. If it's anybody, let Andy Dalton be the punching bag. I mean, let it be what it be.
Well, Andy Dalton said that this is his time, so hey, let him try to prove it.
He gonna be on his ass a lot in Chicago.
Well, honestly, I don't know that. I do trust that Andy Dalton know how to get rid of the ball. I do trust that. So, maybe not, but I just don't.
Yeah.
We know he ain't the answer. We do know that.
Right. Allen Robinson is a good receiver. I like Allen Robinson. After that, when it comes to the receiver position, there really isn't much else to to sneeze at. So I don't know how Andy. I mean, it's Allen Robinson, and they take that away, and I don't know what Andy Dalton was gonna do.
Because they're gonna have a tough game one anyway. Because Jalen Ramsey probably locking Allen Robinson down. So
Facts. All right, yeah, I'm not picking no wild cards out this division after going through all that exercise. NFC South, we both got the Bucks winning the NFC South. You still like the Saints as a wild card?
I think I still like the Saints as a wild card. I think with the running game, I think Alvin Kamara is going to help Jameis Winston out.
Okay.
Crazy. Like I think it's going to be. I think it's like that type of check down is going. Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I like them, and the defense is still pretty good.
Okay. Defense is still good. Alvin Kamara, I don't know that he can be that every down back, but in terms of running the ball, catching it out the backfield, he's very dangerous at that.
Van Latavius Murray still there?
That I don't know. I don't know if he's still there or not. But when you don't have the best receiver in the league, man, That
You keep saying that. You think he's the best receiver in the league?
Michael Thomas, he if he's not the best receiver in the league, he's definitely got top 2 hands in the league. We know
Yeah,
DeAndre Hopkins. We know DeAndre Hopkins
there.
got the number 1 best hands in the league. But right behind DeAndre Hopkins in terms of hands is Michael Thomas.
Really? Not Devontae Adams?
Devontae Adams came on strong last season. I love Devontae Adams. It's just when I watch this offense, and they didn't take a lot of shots down the field. I mean, obviously Drew Brees, was just getting up there and wasn't able to, throw the deep ball as well. But when you don't got that guy, and you're a dude like Jameis that loves to throw the ball down the field, and you don't have him, that's just I can't ignore that. That's really pivotal.
Yeah.
Because who else they got? I mean, who's their number 2?
I would love. I wish I had an answer for you, bro.
Exactly.
I know I like their kick returner, but
Yeah, I mean, what they gonna do? They gonna put Taysom Hill out there a few times? You know they're gonna.
Hey, I'm about to say, you saying that like they wouldn't do that.
You know they're gonna split them out wide. Man, as much as I want to see Jameis thrive in this, and he still may have a great season. He still may be able to keep turnovers down, 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and maybe 10, 11 interceptions. That would be a great improvement from a couple of years ago. It's just, for me, it's just something about not having that guy. And we know in this league you're just one hit away. If God forbid Alvin Kamara go down, and I get that that's anybody, it can happen to any team, any player.
Yep.
But that dude goes down, I think.
Okay,
it's a wrap.
yeah.
I think
when
he
go down, then we ain't talking about nothing. But I mean, but as constructed, I mean, I'm only going on who's on the roster, and who's coaching and those types of things.
Defense is good. Defense is good. I like the defense.
Defense is good. They can run the ball.
Mm-hmm. I like it, and maybe I need to find out who their second running back is, because if Latavius Murray or somebody else that's like a bruising running back is backing Alvin Kamara up, I think that's great for them.
But Alvin Kamara can run the ball, though. I mean, I get that they don't play him as an every down back. I get that, but he is certainly capable of running the ball. He can run the ball.
Oh, he's definitely can run the ball.
It's not like he's a liability running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think they'll be fine.
NFC West. So I think I'm gonna change my pick here. As much as I wanted all teams to get in here, I got 3 teams coming out this division. And I think you're going to be surprised at who I'm leaving out of this, race here. I think Seattle wins the division. And I get it. Defense is they better, but there's still some suspicious things going on with that defense. But I think Seattle wins the West. I think Arizona gets a wild card. I think the Rams get a wild card, and I think the Niners. And I think and I know you don't like the Niners this year. You don't like the Niners this year, and I understand that a lot of people love the Niners this year. It's so crazy how much love the 49ers are getting, from people on TV and talking they had injuries last year, and now everybody's coming back and da-da-da-da. But you made me change my pick, bro. You made me think about the Robert Saleh departure, and it could be similar to when Shanahan left the Falcons after the Super Bowl, and that offense was never the same after that.
Yeah,
it could be similar to that. That defense might, and they got a guy. Bosa's that dude. In terms of football and in terms of rushing the passer, I believe he's that dude. But in terms of overall defense, and you lose a coordinator like that,
and Fred Warner, don't forget about Fred Warner. He clutch linebacker.
Yeah,
Fred Warner's he's nice.
And but you lose a
They
coordinator.
just signed
like
Josh
that.
Norman too.
Yeah, I saw that. $12 million, I think, 1 year deal.
Yeah. Let me have you feel about Josh Norman. Look, he's not Carolina Josh Norman, obviously, but but cornerback depth, he'll be fine.
Yeah. This reminds me of the Richard Sherman pickup, right?
Yeah,
like
literally.
Dude that's past his prime, but got picked up by the Niners on a 1 year deal.
But he'll do his job.
Yep.
Efficiently. He won't obviously, like I said, he won't be Carolina Josh Norman, but he'll be efficient.
It's more of a, for me, it's more of a leadership role at this point in his career than it is about his style of play, because that is diminished at this point. He could still do some things, but he's just not what he once was. And I cannot get the Derrick Henry stiff arm out of my head from last season. I just can't get that image out of my head, bruh. That was just too funny. So yeah, man. I got the Niners out, bruh. And
that's the second. That's the second year in a row where Josh Norman has been posterized by a stiff arm.
Cause who posterized him the year before that?
Dak Prescott.
When he was with
Josh
the football
Norman.
team. When he was with the football team, right? Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah. Well, you gonna have a chance to get stiffed on by somebody out west. You playing them twice.
It's hard for defensive backs, man. Defensive backs got it tough, man.
Yeah.
Defensive backs got it tough.
Yeah.
A lot of them are short. And gotta see these big, tall, tall, and then they got to be the last line of defense if the running game on the offense is going good, and then they got to deal with these types of things. I mean, even having to play in the slot against like some of these, some of the upper echelon tight ends or the taller tight, like these tight ends that aren't really good blocking tight ends, but they can catch the ball. Like even that is tight ends. I mean, defensive backs got it tough, man. Cornerbacks specifically got it tough.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Big Kev 303 in the Facebook live chat. He said that Latavius Murray was released today.
Wow.
So
interesting.
Yeah. I'm thinking, if not for the Le'Veon Bell signing, I wouldn't have mind taking a look at that guy if had he been out there. But yeah, I don't expect him to be out there long.
Yeah, at all.
I don't think
unless something's wrong.
Maybe
unless something's wrong, like he injured or something. But that don't change my pick about the Saints though. I still got the Saints getting a wild card.
Yep. So in the West, who you got?
I have the Cardinals winning the division. I have the Rams making a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have Seattle.
So no Seattle.
No Seattle.
So no Seattle, no San Francisco. So
yeah.
So
my two wild cards are the football team, and so far the football team and the Rams.
Okay. Third wild card.
Yeah, third wild card. No, I'm lying. I have my three wild cards. The Saints, the football team, and Saints football team and Rams. Thank you.
Okay, got you. Okay. All right, yeah. So for me, it's Rams, Cardinals, and Giants for as far as wild cards for the NFC.
Okay.
AFC. Let's start with the East, man.
East. I will take. I mean, we talked. Give me Buffalo. Give me Miami in the wild card. Buffalo division, Miami wild card.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% there. But New England though, that's like a X factor in that division right there.
Not so much to me. Depends on how much you believe in Damian Harris and running the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, because they still got some talent on defense. They still got some guys,
sure,
coming back, and with the off-season signings, with the tight end spot, and all that. You never know. Me personally, I'd like to see him, bow out early. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't shock me.
Smells like another 9-8 type of season for me.
It smells like it. It does, but I think we're saying the same thing. It wouldn't surprise me if week 14 is still in it. You know what I'm saying? We still talking about the Patriots in week 14. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah.
AFC South. I got the Tennessee Titans winning the South again this year. And I have no other wild cards coming out.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about the Colts as I did a couple weeks ago. The Texans, who, by the way, Tyrod Taylor is going to start for the Texans against Jacksonville on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what the deal is. I mean, I don't think there's really much analysis here.
That might mess around be a good game though.
Yeah. I mean, Jacksonville definitely got a chance in this football game. But
I got them favored. I don't know what the odds are, but I would imagine Jacksonville wins that game.
I would think so. You would think.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, they picked up Mark Ingram, which I don't think he does much with the Texans. I mean, they really don't have a lot, on offense, and really on that team for that matter. There's really not a lot,
Exactly.
And we know what the situation is with Deshaun Watson. There were rumors about the Dolphins, ready to pull a trigger on something, but that obviously didn't go anywhere. So,
well, let's be clear. We're not expecting to see Deshaun Watson until if everything goes his way, we're not expecting to see Deshaun Watson until about week 8, week 9, maybe week 10.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest with you. If that's your prediction, that's cool. For me, I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to see Deshaun Watson on a football
I'm just
field.
saying, I'm just saying if everything goes Deshaun Watson's way, everything goes his way, meaning he's exonerated,
right,
all those things, he's still going to get some commissioner of football punishment, some type of thing there.
Absolutely.
And that'll be at least 8 weeks. So we're not expecting to see him to about week 8, week 9, week 10.
And that's what I'm concerned about. It's everything you said, I agree with. Whenever that decision happens, he will be, punished by the league. He'll serve a suspension. He'll come back and he'll play. It's just the timetable with the case, the investigation, and, who knows where this thing turns. I mean, he hasn't been legally convicted yet. And I hope it doesn't go that way, but with these things, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? Once that if that happens, if he gets convicted legally, then you could just toss the whole season away for Deshaun Watson. And again, I hope that doesn't happen for him. I hope that they just come to some kind of a really. I take that back because I remember we had on Tyler Butler, a few months ago, and we kind of said that we wanted this thing to kind of go the distance, take this thing to court, prove yourself, prove your innocence, that kind of a thing. So I guess I got to stick with that if they decide to go that way. But you never know with these things. Things could change just like that on a dime.
Yep.
So AFC West, I think it's a no-brainer. Kansas City wins the West. I don't buy the Raiders still. And Denver, they just don't got the quarterback. I think they got some up and coming talent on that roster, particularly on offense, but I just don't see them doing much of anything. The Chargers is a sleeper though. They're a good
Chargers
sleeper.
is definitely a sleeper.
They're a good sleeper.
But I don't got them.
Me neither. I don't got them going in, man. So AFC North, man, bully ball division, man. So I know we both going in different directions here. All three are going to the playoffs.
All three are going to the playoffs.
All three, Browns, Steelers, Ravens, everybody's going to the playoffs except for Cincinnati, obviously. But we both differ that our teams are going to be on top of the division representing the North. So I think that's the one disagreement we have in the AFC is that.
When do we don't play till late this year, right? Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Yeah, I it's funny. I had the schedule up just a few days ago, but I think there's like a December game in there, and I think it's like a late November game or something.
We
like
do
that.
not. We play December 5th.
December 5th in Pittsburgh,
and then we play week 17 in Baltimore.
Week 18.
Week 18.
Week 18
in Baltimore again on January 9th.
Yep. Man, if Mr. Delta variant wasn't around, and hopefully he's not around by that time, I might think about copping some tickets, man.
I'm never going back to that stadium.
You're not going back, man? Don't worry,
I can't
man.
Enjoy myself.
Hey, don't worry, man. We get you some protection, bro.
Yeah, unless I'm in the good seats, you know what I'm saying, the sky box.
Oh
like
yeah,
like Martin said, unless I'm in the sky box.
In the sky box.
Yeah, I can't deal with y'all. Y'all some fucking heathens over there, and I could have got arrested. I could have got arrested that year. Dennis Dixon almost beat y'all.
Oh man. Hey, look, if you just got arrested and y'all won that game, you'd have been like, hey, I'm going to jail all the way happy, my nigga.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't never happy about going to jail. Nah. Never happy about it. I ain't never been. I ain't never try and go.
That's nothing to be proud about, bro.
Yeah.
What them commercials back in the day say, jail is not cool.
Like, yeah, that's why I had to humbly take them peanuts, whatever the hell. Cause I was about to be like my man's in the Steelers Stadium that we in the preseason game. I wanted to be like my man's and start knocking niggas out. That's what I wanted to be like. But
yeah. By the way, did you check out? I posted it on our IG at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast.
There
was a joint at the Dodgers game. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I'm so tired of seeing fights online. I'm so tired of it. Yeah. I did see it though.
But what's amazing is I feel like this happens at almost every game, every sport, game. I feel like this happens a lot. And given social media and the access to phones and video phones and all this stuff, for iPhones and all that, I'm surprised that I don't see more of the stuff, go viral on social media. It's just amazing to me.
It don't have to go viral for me, I don't need it to be viral.
No, I get that. I'm just surprised at just that part of it, not the fact that there's an illusion that it doesn't happen often. I believe it happens a lot. That's just me.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I haven't been to a lot of sporting events, but I've been to a few sporting events, and I can recall one fight, but it wasn't in the stadium. It was in the parking lot. I went that one year, maybe 12, maybe longer than that. But I went to a Redskins Steelers game.
I remember that. It was a Monday night game, right?
Monday night game,
I remember that, yeah.
And they was red football team fans was getting their ass whooped in the parking lot. Like it was not funny.
By some Steeler fans?
By Steeler fans, yeah. Well, they was getting their ass whooped. It was white people fighting, but they was getting their ass whooped.
Man. So, one more question. And, we could get up out of here because aside from my game on Monday, there's a game I'm intrigued to watch on Sunday. I'm interested to see, besides Steelers and Bills, if there's a game that, that kind of intrigues you, on Sunday.
A game that intrigues me on Sunday. I don't
Besides
know.
Steelers and Bills.
Let's yeah, because I mean, look. Let me look down here. Um, no.
Because obviously you got
Browns Chiefs. I mean, that's obviously going to be a good litmus test for both teams.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
Packers Saints is going to be a good litmus test for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, Dolphins Patriots is going to be a good litmus test for both teams. I mean, but if I'm being honest, no. No, you know the only thing that I am truly intrigued about right now in the NFL, besides the obvious Pittsburgh Steelers and aspirations for the Super Bowl, is how hard are they going on this no taunting thing?
Yeah, good point.
I have a very disdain for this rule that you can't taunt anymore.
Yeah.
Because what's going to start happening is one is celebrating considered a taunt to the other team.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to ask, because I hear that they're trying to get rid of the touchdown celebrations as a part of that rule as well.
God damn, you just gave it back to us. Like, what are y'all talking? Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about? You just gave us that back. So now you want to take it like the NFL has got to know. They have got to know that they are making the game less enjoyable if there is absolutely no taunting involved. Like, there is no need to strike down harder than you've already came down on taunting.
You ready,
they just.
You ready for?
I'm ready. Go ahead.
You ready for conspiracy
theory? Sure.
Look, man, black quarterbacks is taking over the league, man. You can call it what you want.
But who's the flamboyant one? It's only Cam Newton.
But it's not so much as the black quarterbacks being flamboyant. It's just the fact that we're being represented at a leadership position on the field a lot more than we have in the past. And I think that white NFL fans see this and they're like, hey, I want to take this up to the ownership. And if there's any belief about fans taking up their issues to ownership and stuff, like I heard this story one time. Who's the Giants owner? Mara, John Mara. One time, he said that he got a bunch of fan letters in the mail right at the facility, and a bunch of those letters, and it was nothing to do with in terms of like race and all that, but it was letters basically saying, "Hey, we don't like you benching Eli Manning. Like we didn't like that when they put Geno Smith in that one game a few years ago. Like he was saying, like he got a lot of mail saying, "Yo, we didn't like that. We didn't appreciate that." So for me,
the fact that they got letters, the fact that he got letters makes me automatically dismiss this whole thing. Who the fuck writes letters? See, I don't even like
these fans.
Who are you?
These fans do, or it's email. I mean, you could email.
Okay, I'm sorry because you say letters and I think
I know
on a piece of paper.
I understand what you're saying. In this day and age, who the hell writes letters? But I think some of those letters is emails as well combined.
I would hope that every single one of them were email, because I'm about to say any type of, I'm sorry, any person that writes a letter
fans too. You got old school people that don't know how to use a computer.
Not acceptable.
Sure,
I'm sorry.
I'm just telling you. There's an older generation that don't even know how to use a computer. So nothing surprises me there.
They got old. That says to me that you believe you like the old school way. If you know what I'm talking about. If you still writing letters to NFL owners, I don't respect your opinion. If you're writing and mailing in letters to the Giants owner, I don't respect that. And I am drawing and I'm stereotyping the type of people who would do that. That's what Styles is doing right now.
Well, look, I just, and again, this is just my conspiracy theory, but I think we're being represented at the position of quarterback, a leadership position, a lot more this year, and I got to do the count, but I think it's 10 black quarterbacks starting week one, and it probably would be more if Trey Lance is not on the bench, if Justin Fields in Chicago's not on the bench, it would be more than that. So. Or if Deshaun Watson, doesn't get caught up in this case, it'd be more.
Sure.
So we're being represented really well, and
represented better. I wouldn't say really well. We're definitely being represented better
compared to the past. I'll say compared to the past.
Okay.
There's always room for improvement when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Always room for that. But I get the sense that, and it's just me, but I think there's fans out there that maybe don't like us being in leadership roles. I mean, that's like that in real life.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So
oblivious to the fact that we just played the sport better, but
right.
But yes.
But other than that, I have no explanation for why this rule, this no taunting, no touchdown celebration rule has come back in 2021. I have no idea.
It's like the most craziest non-progressive shit ever.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know
it's
what
like
they're trying to prove.
I forget who the player was. I don't know. I forget who the player was that was talking about, like they trying to get rid of us having the ability to express us. I think it was Jalen Ramsey who was saying it. Like y'all killing our, like we can't express ourselves. Like now we can't even express ourselves. Yeah. This is a competitive sport that takes a lot of energy out of you. You gotta let them get their shit off, man. You gotta let them get their shit off.
Facts. Yeah. We'll see, man. I can't wait to, get the season started. Hopefully, I hope there to be a lot of fines for this rule, because it's gonna be dudes celebrating. It's gonna be dudes.
I wonder if it's the NFL trying to recoup, trying to re-up on some of the money they lost, with
yeah. Because they lost a lot.
They've lost money with all this pandemic going on. Yeah, so I wonder if it's that. I wonder if it's that.
Well, that would also explain why they put this vaccination rule in place also. Like if you are tested positive and you're unvaccinated and you cost us to reschedule a game or cancel a game, then you're gonna get fined because you caused that.
Right.
Like that's why they're putting this in place, because they're trying to recoup some of this money, and it's gonna happen.
Maybe
it's really gonna happen.
You would think so.
I'm interested too in this also. They were talking about the Patriots earlier today, and one of the points made was that Belichick wasn't making decisions based off of players' vaccination status, which to me I think is a bold-faced lie. I think I think all 32 teams are making decisions from a personnel standpoint because of vaccination status. Unless you're the quarterback, though. And here's why I say that. Lamar Jackson is not vaccinated. Kirk Cousins is not vaccinated. And something that I think Vince Wright and RC put me on, they're both Viking fans, is that Kirk Cousins situation where he's sort of being defiant and not getting vaccinated in addition to not masking up. Like they're saying like that's a really, really big deal in that locker room in Minnesota.
Yeah. Of course it is.
That's something to keep an eye on.
And nobody checking them.
Right. Nobody's saying
and really, nothing. Right. And really, who can?
Pretty much, if you're the quarterback. I mean, look, nobody's really checking Lamar Jackson, really. You know what I'm saying? We saw what happened to Cam. He lost the starting job because of, the supposedly miscommunication allegedly. With COVID. But I think it's because he wasn't vaccinated. I really think that.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised. I won't say that because Mac Jones looked good in preseason.
Okay. Because I didn't see a lot of him in the preseason.
That's just what the reports are saying. I've only seen a couple of highlights, but what the reports are saying that he looked, and that could be the media sites and me. I don't know, but the reports are is that he really did look good. So I'm not saying that it didn't have nothing to do with it. The whole vaccination didn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But Mac Jones, they did say Mac Jones looked really good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I definitely take your word for it, and I think you're right. The media is definitely trying to go on this Mac Jones hype train for certain.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been talking about it every day since Cam left the team. But nobody is really pressing Lamar Jackson. Nobody's pressing Kirk Cousins because they're the quarterbacks. And quite frankly, in my eyes, if you're not a quarterback and you're not vaccinated,
I won't just leave it at quarterback. I won't just leave it at quarterback neither, though, Trey. I will also, if there is big money tied to you, they're not gonna say
you're
nothing.
safe. Yeah,
they're not gonna. Yeah, you're. For instance, DeAndre Hopkins earlier this summer was talking about maybe I might retire because of how they making me feel.
Yeah,
because I'm not vaccinated, because I don't want to get vaccinated. Now I will say I don't know that if he was vaccinated or not since then.
Yeah,
but I do know all that talk has completely shut down, and we don't hear nothing about DeAndre Hopkins feeling like he might retire. We don't feel none of that shit they was talking. We don't hear that no more.
Yeah. Now, good point. In addition to quarterbacks, if you're a player tied to big money, that certainly makes sense. DeAndre Hopkins, the best receiver in the league, you're not cutting that guy because of
not cutting him because
not
he ain't
being
vaccinated.
Yeah.
Right.
You're just
now
not
you might
that.
make him feel like shit all up and through the locker rooms. You can do that. That's how you want to run your locker room. But you're not cutting them.
Yeah, 100%, man. Man, if you ain't got nothing else, man, we got a time. Just want to give a special shout out to all of our Facebook Live viewers, all of our people in the chat room. Appreciate you keeping the show going. Appreciate it. Don't forget, folks, you can go to Facebook and click the like button on our page so that you can get these notifications of us going live. Also, don't forget, we're on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. We're also on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. You can also check us out on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you got questions, comments about the show, you can email us at barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. And, future and past, present episodes of this podcast, check us out on all streaming platforms. We're all over the place. So that's it for the show. Maestro, if you got anything to say, man, let it rip.
Nah, man, I'm about to eat me a bowl of cereal.
Football. I'm ready. I'm ready for some football. Yeah, let's go. All right, people.
We need to find that clip.
The football. Yeah.
From Family Guy.
Yeah. Might be a good idea for audio drop.
Yeah, well.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, folks. One love. Y'all enjoy the football games this weekend, and we'll be back next week. Peace.
Recording stopped.